Hello there. I think it's time to potentially start a riot and talk about a very hotly debated topic amongst the Project Zomboid community that has been going on for a few years now. That's right, it's time to dive a little deeper into the crowbar versus axe debate and settle once and for all which one is the best for you. Oh, the machete is here too, for inclusivity's sake. I promise not to let my bias in here, as I am sure you all know just how much I love my axe. Aside from running our little competition, we will also be testing these iconic weapons in the field, so you can see firsthand which one would be right for you. That said, let us begin. Our first contender is the axe. No, I am not putting this first because I love them, it is just in alphabetical order. There are quite a few types of axes in Project Zomboid, but we are going to be focusing on the fire axe in particular for this debate, as it is one of the most widely used. The axe, or the fire axe as it's otherwise called, is known for both its zombie and tree murdering capabilities. It's able to hit multiple zombies if multi-hit is enabled, with a pretty solid chance to one-hit them. Aside from being an efficient zombie killer, it's also a rather effective door murderer, dealing 35 damage to doors and is second only to the sledgehammer. It's a capable weapon with rather high durability and can be repaired, unlike some of the other strong weapons in the game. In terms of stats, the axe has a maximum damage of 2 combined with a crit rate of 20% and a chance to knock down the neighbors. Nice. You can usually find these cheeky buggers around hardware stores, warehouses, fire stations, and more. They will also sometimes spawn in fire rescue vehicles, if you're lucky. The axe pairs extremely well with the lumberjack, no surprises there. The lumberjack is able to use the axe to its fullest potential with the unique axeman trait that comes with the occupation. Lumberjack essentially turns axes into a Z murdering windmill due to the increased swing speed that the axeman trait provides. Using an axe with other occupations will be slightly slower, but still more than sufficient. On the topic of being slower, axes do have a slightly slow swing speed, or rather a longer recovery time than other weapons. Be careful not to miss a swing and end up being swarmed. So before we move on to our next contestant, let's test the damage of the axe against the Zeds. We will be starting off at level 0, level 5, and then finally level 10 axe skill. To keep things fair, I will be using the unemployed profession with no traits at all. Finally, I will be using the combat text mod so we can see firsthand the damage. Starting off with the level 0 axe skill. So not bad, it killed it in 3 hits. Moving on to level 5 axe. Down to 2 hits, things are starting to look real juicy. Finally, level 10 axe. And you all wonder why I love this weapon. Moving on to our next contestant. Our next contestant is the crowbar, one of PZ's most iconic weapons. The crowbar has arguably the highest durability of all weapons in the game. This, combined with the stupidly low chance to lose condition on each hit, makes it damn near indestructible as far as PZ weapons go. This does come with the limitation that it cannot be repaired, so keep it in mind. If you play with multi-hit, the crowbar is able to hit up to 3 zombies at a time. It also has the most satisfying sound when you smash a zombie or another player. Aside from being a weapon, it is also a very versatile tool. In the vanilla game, you can pry planks off of barricaded doors and windows, and with the right mods, even break into doors and car trunks. You will most likely find these in warehouses in industrial areas and on random tool shelves in sheds. Both the axe and the crowbar are the same in terms of swing speed, as they fall into the two-handed category and are a bit heavier than one-handed weapons. They're still much faster than the sledgehammer though. As for the crowbar stats, it does decent damage, with a maximum hit of 1.15 and no inherent crit. It makes up for the comparative lack of damage with its extremely high durability. So let's put it to the test. I'll be using the same parameters as before to create a level playing field. First off, level 0 long blunt with the crowbar. Okay, so far so good. It's on par with the axe. Now let's take a look at level 5 long blunt. Two hits, still neck and neck. Finally, level 10. One smack, baby. Crowbar is looking juicy. On to our final contestant. Our final runner is the Machete. While not usually part of this heated debate, I think the Machete deserves a fighting chance amongst these two melee titans. Being a one-handed long blade weapon, using the Machete is a reliable way to level the long blade skill, which can only be leveled with a Machete or the elusive katana. So if you are lucky enough to find a katana, I'd recommend using a Machete to level the skill before using it, as the Machete can be repaired while the katana can't. It's a tough weapon to find though. In most of my runs, military surplus stores and hardware stores have been a reliable way to find these, with the off chance of finding it on a zombie or two. In terms of stats, it deals very high damage, with a maximum of 3, a chance to knock down Zeds and a very small chance to knock them back. Not too bad, I'd say. As far as bladed weapons go, it's not too bad in terms of durability either. At level 0 maintenance and level 0 long blade skill, it has a 4% chance to lower durability on hit, which goes down to 3 when at max rank for both of these skills. If you fancy a bit of landscaping, it can remove bushes. Useful for when you're in it for long-term survival and nature starts to take over, but it doesn't have that much use in the early game. It can also be attached to a spear to form your very own glaive, and is arguably one of the best spears in the game, aside from the garden fork. As we all know, spears all generally have atrocious durability, so keep that in mind as well. Pairing those with a high carpentry and maintenance skill will make it a bit more palatable. Okay, it's time to test this one. As before, we will be using the same parameters, starting off at level 0 long blade. With the natural high base damage of the Machete, naturally it took it down in 2 hits. Moving on to level 5 long blade. Okay, this baby is currently leading the pack. Finally, level 10 long blade. Huh, the Machete does not disappoint. So I suppose you are all waiting with bated breath on which one is the winner. Before I get to that, from the raw tests, all of these perform fantastically in terms of damage. The Machete functions better as a raw weapon, whereas the crowbar and the axe have good versatility as tools. So, without further ado, it's time to announce the winner of our little contest. And the winner is... all of them. Shock and horror, I know, but in my humble opinion, all of these are great options, and given their various uses, one isn't necessarily better than the other. See, I promised that I wouldn't let my bias show in this video. At the end of the day, it comes down to your personal preference and how you like to play Project Zomboid. You could end up using all 3 in your playthrough, or even just one. All of them will serve you well when surviving the apocalypse. That's it for the battle between the titans. What are your thoughts? Do you agree or disagree with the results? Thank you for watching, Survivor. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and subscribe. Good luck out there, and I will see you in the next one.